Hello, friends. I am once again present for all of you with a story. In today's story, we will see that a 16-year-old girl of a businessman goes on a business trip with her father, and there, for the benefit of the business, the girl has a flirtation with an old man. So let's start the story without delay. In the beginning of the story, we see that a 16-year-old girl, Lee, who has come on a business trip with her father. Lee's father is the CEO of a multinational company, and today he is going to get a very big deal. Lee asks her father, "What are you doing, Dad?" He tells that he is preparing a sales speech to get that deal. Lee says, "Can I also come to your corporate meeting? I will be very disciplined and strict there." Her dad says, "I know you are here." Then Lee says, "No, I am going to run away with some drug dealer. I will go. Will you like it?" Lee's father says, "Don't joke like this." After this, Lee's dad asks while getting ready that I should wear my tie. Lee says, "You don't need to wear a tie." After this, Lee's dad leaves for his deal. After Dad leaves, Lee has nothing to do, so she starts fixing her father's clothes. After this, she takes a shower, and after that, she starts roaming in the hotel wearing clothes. Actually, her father had forbidden her to go out of the room, but Lee had to buy water bottles, so she came out of the room. When Lips was going up, a middle-aged, handsome man comes inside the lift, presses the button of his floor in the lift, and starts touching Lee intensely. Lee was chewing her bubblegum in fun, but that man was looking at Lee's charming look by taking his eyes off his phone. This man's eyes are not moving away from Lee's face, and he was looking at Lee again and again. Now this man's floor comes and he goes out of the lift. As soon as this man comes, he starts looking at Lee again, but the lift door closes. Now Lee comes back to her room and sees that her father has already come and asks Lee, "Where did you go?" Lee says that "I had gone to get a water bottle." Lee's dad says that "You should at least told me. I had forbidden you to go out of the room and told you that if you go anywhere, you should inform me before going." After this, Lee accepts her mistake. Lee's father's anger calms down. He calls Lee to him and starts consoling him and says that "I worry about you a lot. That's why I keep telling you all the time that I have no one in this world except you." Lee also understands this. Lee's father tells Lee that the hotel management has arranged dinner and both of us are ready. Lee should go out for a corporate dinner, otherwise it will be late. He says that you should change. After this, Lee, while changing, asks him, "How was your meeting? Will you get the deal?" Lee's father does not answer and, praising Lee's dress, says that "Let's go downstairs. We will come back only after getting the contract from those people." Lee's father takes Lee to the dinner party. Lee's father shakes hands with Kristen in the dinner party and says that "This is my daughter." Lee had already met Kristen in the lift. Lee's father tells Christine that "You have 1 minute, I want to talk to you," after which both of them leave from there. Lee tells her father to come only after getting the contract. After her father leaves, Lee starts meeting other people in the dinner party, and he sees that her father is talking to the purchasing manager, Christine, and it seemed as if there was an argument between them. Lee finds all this very strange and comes to his dad because in this conversation, Lee's dad looked very hopeless. Lee says to his dad, "Can I help you in any way?" Then Lee's dad rudely says, "Can you get me that contract? If you can, then get it for me." And he leaves from there. Due to being scolded in front of everyone, Lee starts crying and reaches the terrace of the hotel while crying. Christine was already present there. Christine asks Lee, "Did you like this city?" Lee asks her tears and says, "No, I didn't like it much." Then Christine comes to Lee, smoking a cigarette, and takes out a muffler from her neck and wraps it around Lee's neck, and he says that it is very cold. But Lee doesn't say anything on this. Christine asks Lee, "Where do you live?" Lee says, "Because of Dad's traveling, we live everywhere. But initially we lived in Switzerland, then we started living in different cities due to Dad's job. Most of the time I have spent in New Zealand where my dad belongs." Then Christine says, "You always travel. Don't you feel lonely?" To which Lee says, "No, because of traveling, we meet different interesting people. That's why we don't feel lonely." Christine liked Lee's answer very much. Christine was the only person who could give this deal to her dad because he was the purchasing manager from another company who could give the contract to her father. Then Lee takes out Christine's muffler and gives it back to her and says, "Now I have to go. Dad must be looking for me." And Lee leaves from there, and now we see that a corporate meeting is going on downstairs in which Lai's dad tells the purchasing manager to give me the deal. He is ready to give a great quality carpet at a low price, and Christine tells Lee's dad. Lee tells her that you have to reduce the price. Only then I can give you this deal. Lee's dad starts giving an explanation, to which Christine does not pay much attention, and he keeps looking at Lee. Lee is sitting and playing with her handbag. She is very nervous while sitting in the meeting because Christine is sitting next to her, and Christine's intentions did not seem right. Christine starts touching Lee in the wrong way with her hands, but Lee finds all this a bit wrong. She moves her leg away and looks at Christine while drinking water. Just then, Lai's father smiles a little, looking at Lee. Lai does not understand this. After the corporate meeting, she goes out of the hotel with her dad. Outside the hotel, Lee tells her dad that Christine has a little beard. Don't you think so? To which Lei's dad says that, "Tell me, how is the beard? Corporate people are very frank like this. They quickly make friends with people." When Liko is about to be taken back to the hotel, Lee says that she wants to go to the hotel room, but Lee's father takes her back to the hotel without her consent. After dinner, people are partying and drinking there. Christine takes Lee to dance with her and starts dancing with Lee. At first, she hesitates, but after a while, she becomes comfortable with him. While dancing, she calls her dad, but her dad is having fun with some woman, which Lee finds very strange. Now, slowly, Christine takes Lee to the other side of the party, but Lee repeatedly looks at her father as to why her father is not stopping her. But Lee still starts dancing with Christine. While dancing, Lee and Christine come a little closer, and Lee also gets attracted to Christine. Then Lee sees her dad, who Christine is enjoying herself and is not paying any attention to Lee. This seems a bit strange to Lee because she has never seen her father's behavior before, that he gives so much freedom to Lee. Then Christine starts kissing Lee while dancing, but even then Lee is looking at her father, and dad is also looking at her but goes away from there. It seems that her father deliberately wanted him and Christine to become close. She did not understand this behavior of her dad. Then Christine asks Lee if we should go out from here. Lee says yes. Christine takes Lee's hand and takes Lee out. There is confusion on both sides. She quietly goes with Christine. So Christine takes Lai to her room and gives Lai a vote to drink. Lee is drinking, standing near the window. Then Christine comes from behind and starts kissing Lee's neck, and then both of them reach there. They get intimate. After getting intimate, Christine gets up and leaves from there, and Lee is left sitting alone. Lee could not understand where he went without talking. Lee goes back to the party hall where people are still partying, so she looks for her dad in the party. After searching for a while, Lee sees that her dad was talking to Christine, and now Christine and her dad looked very happy, who had got into an argument a while back, and now it seems as if both of them are celebrating something. Lee starts thinking, and she understands that her dad has got the contract, but she gets confused, how did he suddenly get the deal when Christine and I were romantic? And she kind of suddenly gets a shock and comes out of her thoughts, and then she goes to her father. And in the middle of the celebration of these people, she asks for a glass of wine for herself. Then Lee's father tells Lee about his work, that he's got a deal, that's why he's celebrating, which Lee had guessed earlier, but she sees that Christine is avoiding eye contact with him. Christine is not looking at her, but father was, warming up everyone. Then Lee also starts chatting with her father in the middle and says, "Great work, Dad," which her father finds very strange, and he tells Lee that you have drunk a lot. Then Lee says that I have not even had a glass of wine yet, and she pushes her father away and goes to Christine and kisses Christine in front of everyone. Then her father separates her from Christine, and Christine is also standing and watching. Then she frees her hand from her father and goes out of there. Her father says excuse to everyone and follows Lee. Lee goes out and waves for a taxi. Her father comes running from behind and starts putting his coat on his daughter. Lee starts crying. Her dad tries to claim her down. Lee understood that her father has used her and has deliberately given her so much freedom. He used her to get a deal with Christine, and now he is showing affection and saying that everything will be fine by tomorrow. Christine also took unnecessary advantage of him. After getting intimate, Christine was not even talking to him. It seemed as if if he only wanted to be intimate with her. Then her father challenges her, but Lee moves away from her father because now the relationship between father and daughter was over. Then her father says that, I have no one else in this world except you. Please stop. Lee starts crying after hearing this, but still she sits in a taxi because her father used her in a bad way. She broke the trust of her daughter. Crying, Lee sits in a taxi and leaves for Denmark, and her father is left behind alone. The foundation of a relationship is always based on trust. A father broke his daughter's trust for a financial gain. This was the second blow for Lee. Before that, Christine had broken her trust a little more, and with this, the story ends here. How did you like the story? Do tell us in the comments below. See you in the next video. Thank you.